my friends. This is Lance Allen. If you don't know who he is, you'll know him by the end of this program. Friends, this is the Guitar Show, and we're going to have a blast here today. We're going to be taking advantage of Lance being here. You're going to be answering lots of questions today. I hope you're okay with that.
Yeah.
You down with that?
Okay with questions.
Lance is an incredible guitar player. We met a few years ago. He's a fantastic finger picker. And really all, but that's his flavor. That's like the thing that he's really, really good at. So we're going to be hearing a couple more songs from Lance before the end of the program. Coolio, you down with that?
I'm down with that.
All right. So here's the deal. So we're going to get to some questions here in just a moment, but let me tell them a couple things. First off, friends, we've got 3 things to tell you. First thing is I really want you to check out Lance on Spotify. Okay. What's the best way for them to do that? Just like literally just type your name. Lance,
search up or go to guitarlancer.com. That's my website.
Okay.
You can find an easy link there.
Guitar Lancer, Lancer.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. Spotify, Apple, Pandora, any of them, but Spotify is kind of, everybody's there.
Yeah, but you're killing it there.
Yeah,
you're
I have
rocking and rolling.
I looked at my numbers this morning.
Yeah?
500,000 monthly listeners.
Bro, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
Just on
amazing.
fingerstyle guitar. People are loving that stuff.
That's right. Well, you're so good at it, and it's so interesting. I mean, in fact, I would like to ask you some questions about what it is that you did just now and that sort of thing. And I know other people will have these questions as well, like how are they hearing multiple voices and all that. But we're gonna get to all that.
Okay.
So make sure you check out Lance, please, on Spotify, on all. Okay, and a couple other things. We have another giveaway today. So on Instagram, yeah, we love giveaways, man. There you go. There's Guitar Lancer. Yeah, we have another giveaway on Instagram today. It's a lifetime membership to the Unstoppable Guitar System /365. There it is. Look at that good-looking guy right there, man. That's your brother, right? It's a little better looking than you.
Twin brother,
Yeah.
Rance.
Yeah. Who's it?
Rance.
Rance. He doesn't shower a lot.
No, actually, there's this gospel artist named Rance. And I
R-A-N-C?
get like royalties from BMI or whatever every once in a
It
while.
happens, dude.
Dude,
Can they not
Rance
spell?
Allen.
Oh, my
Yeah,
goodness.
anyway.
So there you go. So this is on Instagram. So this is what you want to do. 3 things, right? You're going to like it. Ooh, hit that little love button, right? And then leave a comment. And then obviously you need to be following. If you do that, it will put you in the running to win a lifetime membership to Unstoppable Guitar System /365. If you do this often, I mean, my gosh, chances are you're going to win because we do this. We give away. Who's that? Who's making noise? I don't know who that was. Oh, I know it was. One of my cameras here going crazy. So there's that. And then we have we're doing a meetup. This Saturday, we're doing a meetup at Groons, okay? 1 p.m. It's in Nashville, downtown Nashville, 8th Avenue. And then the very last thing is on March the 23rd, my friends. You guys have seen the videos going out. I'm giving this beautiful Gibson Les Paul gold top away, and then there's a Robert Cray Fender Stratocaster sitting behind Lance there, giving those away along with like $5,000 more of, like over $6,000 worth of amazing goodies, okay, guitars and courses and all the rest. So that's March the 23rd at, am I getting that right? March the 23rd? Yes, March the 23rd at 11 a.m. Okay, I'm going to be with you for 4 hours. The lesson will be 1 hour, but then lots of Q&A after that. Okay? All right, that's it. We're going to be mentioning some of this stuff later on and Lance's bits and pieces so that you can check him out online as well again. Okay? All right, so here's the deal, folks. We're going to get to the topic, and then we're going to get to your questions. So get those questions ready. We've got Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube going on. Instagram, folks, you know the drill. Head over to Facebook and YouTube if you want your questions answered. Otherwise, I'm going to be starting on Facebook today, those questions, so make sure you're putting some questions out there, and then we'll be getting to YouTube. But first things first, Lance, so, you play electric, you play with a pick, you play finger picking, but why is it that usually when I see you, you've got, first off, some Mac Daddy acoustic guitar like this, and then you're doing some sort of fingerstyle guitar? Like, why is it, since you do all, right, why is it that you gravitate towards acoustic?
Well, I feel like there was always an acoustic guitar laying around when I grew up. My dad was a guitar player,
Oh,
And
I didn't know
so,
that. Yeah.
Yeah, there was always an acoustic guitar playing around, and it was easily accessible. You could always just grab it, lay it on the bed, and just bang on it. That's what I did when I first sort of got introduced to the guitar.
Like Jeff Healey style?
Yeah,
Like
just,
yeah.
you know,
Okay.
and I figured out that you could do this.
Yeah.
You know, and I was
found
like,
the harmonics.
Oh my God, right? So, and when I first started taking guitar lessons, of course, I learned with an electric guitar. You
Right.
know, learning Nirvana,
Sure.
Metallica. I
Yeah.
was early '90s kind of guitar player. So,
Yeah.
and at the time, and not long after that, Nirvana and Metallica and all that, there was that MTV Unplugged thing, right?
Yeah.
And acoustic guitar was like really cool.
Yeah.
You know, to be playing an acoustic guitar. So that right there sort of gave me the bug.
Yeah.
And so influence from the father and influence from MTV
Yes.
and Nirvana playing acoustic guitars and mentioning like Hootie Blowfish. Those guys had acoustic guitars. And
Yeah.
I liked all their songs, so I was drawn to the acoustic guitar after that.
I love it.
And of course, Eric Clapton Unplugged was great. And in fact, once the internet became a thing and the tabs were free on the internet, I printed them all off on my dot matrix printer.
Yeah.
and learned all those songs, you know, that I could. And when I got into college, I discovered a guitar player named Phil Keggy.
Oh, yeah.
And I was super impressed by his playing. And then I would go to his concerts and see him play. And in one concert I went to, I was introduced to another guitar player named Tommy Emmanuel, who's he's like the king of the acoustic guitar right now in today's world.
Was Tommy like not very well known at the time?
He was up and coming, but he was incredible.
Right.
Like he was playing stuff like this. You know, the Beatles,
Right.
with a rhythm and the melody. And I was like, holy cow, I want to do that.
How are they doing that? Right, yeah.
So that's where it came from.
I love it. I love it. So I'm going to be asking you some questions about that because in the upcoming broadcast that we're doing on the 23rd, we're going to be talking about breaking stuff down, right? Because like you just talked about it, you said you're doing a bass line, you're doing a rhythm part, and maybe some counter, even something else, some other counterpoint or something. And a lot of people, they go, oh man, I can never do that, right? But like you didn't do that right away. It's like you learned one part and then you got to assemble it, right?
Right.
So so that's what we're going to be talking about on the 23rd because like there's no other way to do it. Like you can't just whip out 3 pieces at once, right? It's like you got to practice the parts. So so I'm going to be asking you some questions about that.
Hey, not to forget.
Yeah.
Don't forget. When I got into college, of course, acoustic guitar and girls.
Oh, the ladies like. I mean,
They
you know
like
why?
a guy with an acoustic guitar, right?
And why is that? Because it means you're tender.
It means you're
If
like
you're an
Ed
ele-
Sheeran or
if- yeah,
something. I don't know.
Yeah, if it's an electric guitar, right, you're a bad boy. Which then the ladies like that too.
Yeah,
but,
there's a different kind of lady. Who knows?
a different kind of lady.
Yeah.
Did you go to school for music?
I actually didn't. I went to recording school at Middle Tennessee State University.
Right.
And I learned how to record music and that sort of thing. But I
Yeah.
found myself actually doing more behind the glass.
Yes.
On the opposite side.
Which is-
working for other students who
Yeah.
were doing their recording projects and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Gives you that longing to be in front of the
Right.
microphone, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so for those that, you know, we mentioned that Lance is big on Spotify and now something that's really important to know is that he's a full-time working musician. And so why is that a big deal? Well, because I get this question all the time. Folks say, hey, I'm this old or I'm this or I'm that, the other thing. Can I make it playing music? In which my response is always, of course you can, but are you willing to put in the time and the energy and that what it takes to really dig in? And so you've been playing guitar for how long?
I started in the early 90s,
Okay.
so I'm about to be 40 now. Not ashamed of that.
Yeah.
20 years or so, probably.
Yeah.
And my first sort of gig was playing at my mother's birthday, her 40th birthday party, I think.
Yeah, you were shooing on that
And I
one.
was like 16 or 17
Yeah.
playing at a bar.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Electric?
Yeah, I had an electric guitar. And
Yeah.
I hid my amp under the table.
Sure.
And of course, I think I had to, and I don't think I had my license, and I drove my parents home.
Nice.
Anyway, so whatever. That's beside the point. But I think
That's
that
a
was
whole
my first
nother
little gig.
story.
And I was involved in church, so I played in the youth band at church
Yeah.
and praise band at church. And
Love it.
right in college, I started teaching lessons to make some extra bucks so I could go out to eat and have fun, with
Yeah.
my friends. And I started working in a music store after college and taught full time, and then discovered the internet, YouTube, and I did Skype lessons for a while, and I put out an album in 2006 of fingerstyle guitar music.
Nice, yeah.
And I just kind of kept trucking along, doing the work.
Yeah.
That's what it takes if you want to be a working musician. You have to
You
be
can't
willing
take
to create a
no for an
website,
answer,
and you have to be willing to put in the extra hours of figuring out how things work so that you can be noticed.
Yes, indeed.
You can't just disregard one social media. You have to be on all of them.
Yeah.
And nowadays, before Instagram, it was mostly Facebook and YouTube, but
indeed.
Now you have to be everywhere.
So if there's somebody out there who's like on the fence of wanting to make music more of a serious bit in their life, let's say they're either wanting to do this for full time or part time. They want to make money at it. What would your suggestions be? Do you have any advice that you could give?
Sure. Well, I first start with teaching guitar or teaching an instrument, because that's a really great way to just help somebody out in the beginning stages. You don't have to necessarily take an advanced student. A beginning student will actually pay you longer over a long time, versus taking an advanced student, which is going to make you work harder as a teacher. Yeah. And they may not be with you for a long period of time. So encouraging people to play the instrument at an early start is a great way to have some longevity and income.
Indeed.
Or even working in a music store, just to be surrounded by that sort of thing. And if you're young and you're just starting out, that's definitely a good thing to do. Just start out working at a music store, or maybe at a studio, or whatever, a radio station. Just be surrounded by music. Yeah. Or in a job.
That's great advice, because my wife will say that all the time too, right? She's a songwriter, and she's like, you don't have to be songwriting. You're not going to be songwriting at first. I mean, you'll be writing in your house, but just hanging out with songwriters, because
go to the songwriters' nights, things like that.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're not going to be writing with the pros right away, but if you're around the psychology, if you're around the mindset, if you're around that winner attitude, where there's other people who are refusing to give up on their dream, then all of a sudden it becomes infectious, and now all of a sudden there's just no question you're going to go after your dream. So I asked that question because it wasn't until maybe like the last year or so that you have full-time gone into being a working musician. I've been
a working musician for a while.
But I mean,
I got you as teaching. So, I teach guitar. Is that considered a musician?
Yeah, I guess. Sort of. Yeah, I guess when I think working musician, I think
I'd say in the last 2 years. Yeah. Has it really?
You migrated into.
I'm teaching less and recording more.
Is that more your thing? Do you feel that in your heart? Is that or do you love teaching as well?
I'm still teaching.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I've got 20 students or so.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Yeah.
And it's fun for me.
And you're in Hendersonville, is that right?
I'm in Smyrna, Tennessee.
In Smyrna, okay. So for those of you that are southeast of town, right? That's right, southeast of town, Smyrna, Murfreesboro area. They can find you online and
guitarlancer.com.
Nice. Okay, you know where to go. All right, you ready for some questions?
Sure.
All right, beautiful. All right, so we're gonna start over on Facebook, my friends. Here we go. And again, I'm just looking for folks that have a question mark after it, okay? Because after their question, because that's what we do. We put question marks after it, right? And it will allow me to be able to pass by all the chitter chatter amongst yourselves and be able to just see the questions. Cool? All right.
A little waiting music. How about this one?
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Where's the questions?
I love it. There we go.
Pre-Dookie.
Pre-Dookie.
Green Day. Oh, he was referring to Green Day.
Yeah. Pre-Dookie. Okay. Yeah, Green Day, Pre-Dookie. Okay. All right, so no questions over here on Facebook, so we're going to head on over to YouTube. Just checking a couple more here, but I'm pretty sure yeah. Okay, that's all right. The kids on Facebook they're more observers. There's not a lot of questions there, but there's lots of questions. I find it funny. It's like sometimes the different platforms have different personalities, and Facebook, a lot of times they're not doing that. All right, let's get into some questions here. Okay, so,
Oh, standard tuning for one of those questions.
okay, yeah, let's talk about it. Where's
It was
it?
up a little bit. Lance using standard tuning, or at least intro he played. Sounded great. So I use standard tuning a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I do alternate tunings like drop D
Yeah.
and dad gad.
Yeah.
Those are probably my other favorites.
And so the next question is why? Why do you do that?
What do I play in standard?
Why do you play in alternate tunings?
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't typically go to alternate tunings, but if I were to play in an alternate tuning,
You said you do dad
yes.
gadding, right?
So yeah, in dadgad you get these open drone notes and things. It just sounds great, and there's like less chance of error if you know where you're playing. If you know your scales and things like that. So, like I could play. It might not sound good if I'm just strumming, one finger
But you're
notes.
standard right now.
But I'm in standard. If I was in dadgad, I could do that, and it would be more accessible and sound kind of cool.
Yes. Yeah. I love it. And you do some really cool stuff in alternate tunings that I've heard. It's kind of Celtish, right? Yeah. As a guitar teacher, I suppose you're expected to have completed your music education teaching degree.
No. School of Hard Knocks, man.
Yeah. No, yeah. Do you want to take that one?
Yeah,
Or you want me to take that one?
No, let's do with the one above it. The best setup for fingerstyle guitar.
Yeah.
Honestly, an acoustic guitar that has 1 3/4 width at the nut is a good choice. Anything bigger is fine too, because when you have a wider nut, you're going to get your string spacing is going to be wider, and that helps over here when you're playing the right hand stuff. So,
When the things are too tiny.
yeah, if it's tight together, you're going to have little mistakes.
more
You're going to hit
error,
the wrong strings and that sort of thing. Growing out fingernails or not fingernails, it doesn't really matter. Tommy Emmanuel doesn't have fingernails, and he's amazing. So
He uses finger picks, right?
he uses a thumb pick,
Right.
and then just flesh.
Whoa. So he must have some
He's
mega
probably got
calluses.
some calloused fingers, but with flesh you get a soft sound versus fingernails you get a real bright, punchy sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a beast. He lives here now, Have you met him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've jammed with Tommy and played.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Amazing. Okay, so there can be many chords with the same name in that case. Okay, it looks like you guys are talking amongst yourselves there. Can you play by ear, for instance, if I asked you to play the intro to Ramble On? I think these are interesting questions because, of course, you can play by ear.
Yeah, I don't know the song Ramble On.
But Ramble On, Zeppelin. So,
okay, yeah.
So this is something that I'm sure you get. I get it. I've always gotten this my whole life, where somebody says, "Oh, you can play guitar. Hey, well, play blankety blank, right? You play guitar." Like assuming that you just have all of this repertoire known. I mean, there's
Well, that's
obviously.
okay. I could play a little bit of a Jerry Reed.
Oh yeah.
I don't know strutting. I've never mastered it. That's a tough song.
Yeah. Okay. How do you learn? Okay. James, if you're looking for a specific title, obviously you want to Google that.
Hey,
Last Dime Blues by Will. Do you know that one?
No.
Okay.
No.
You got another question?
No, I just saw that comment on the Jeopardy thing.
Yeah.
What I was doing on that, you guys heard that. I was actually playing the melody. Right?
Yeah.
Simple. But then I added like a kind of what's called a Travis picking style.
Yeah.
So the thumb is keeping this consistent 5/4, 6/4 thing. And then of course, you have to get out over the melody a little bit, out of the bass line there. But yeah, that's what the fingerstyle guitar thing is all about, if you guys aren't familiar with that.
Yeah, so like for instance, learning that, again, someone's going to look at that and go, there's no way I can do that. So how would you approach that? You're coming new to this. Let's say these are two parts that you've learned, or let's just say you saw somebody else do it, you've got the tab or whatever. How would you teach that song to yourself?
Probably tab.
Okay, but I'm saying, is there any particular mechanism that you would use to break it down in some way?
So I guess every song would have a particular key, maybe. So I'm not even sure if Jeopardy is in the key of A. I was playing that in the key of A because I know my F, G, A up to here, and it works nice here because of your A fifth string. You know, so these are little things I learned along the way. But if I did it in C, then I'd have to figure it out.
So
in
you were
C.
bopping back and forth between A and E?
Yeah.
Okay.
Woo! Money.
All right, we got a donation. Jared Harrison, nice to see your happy faces. What was the song you wanted to learn? What was the first song you wanted to learn? Mine was Master of Puppets.
Oh, nice. You know,
Do you have a first song? Do you remember it?
it was probably like House of the Rising Sun or something like that.
yeah.
I mean,
That's such
my
a
dad would
classic.
play it, so
Yeah.
I wanted to learn that, I think.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Dude, that might have been one of the first songs that I ever heard. Now that you say that, that might have been one of the
Master
first
of
songs.
Puppets, that came later.
Yeah.
You know, because I wasn't initially introduced to Metallica.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. Thank you, Jared. So kind of you, my friend. So yeah, so back to the finger picking part. So you would you think about like, okay, I'm going to learn this part before I learn this part, or would you try to learn both parts at the same time?
Oh, it might be
Or
nice to know the melody and kind of where the parts would find.
learn
you
the
know?
melody first.
So
and-
if you started like on the melody, then
Yeah.
that's a good place to start. And then finding chords that would go with it would be important.
Yeah.
And that song in particular just has one chord, I think.
Right.
But like something like You Are My Sunshine, you know, in the key of G, sunshine, my only sunshine, you make me happy.
Yeah.
All right. That
Right.
would be a good one to kind of learn G chord,
Mm-hmm.
C chord. You know?
Yeah. So is it safe to say that you're probably learning the melody first or the bass part first,
Probably
but
chords.
not at the same
Because
time?
if you can sing
Right.
along while you're playing
Yeah.
a song like that,
Yeah.
you might be able to find the melody a bit easier.
Mhm.
And usually the melody is surrounding the chords,
Right.
unless you're just way up high. You know, you can't really play up here.
Right.
You could if you played your G chord up here.
Right, yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have to think like that.
Yes. I love it. I love it. Nylon string versus steel string. Just for color, or do you have a preference?
Just for color. I have been recording with a nylon string because there's a certain playlist on Spotify that I'm on and would like
Yeah.
more songs on, and most of them are nylon string.
Ah.
And I like the sound of a nylon every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know, it's a nice soft sound,
Yep.
peaceful.
Yes. Yeah, I love the feel and the sound of a nylon string. Obviously, they're not as bright, they're not as
Right.
loud, and so for that, it needs to be very intimate. But I love that.
Was
sound.
I ever influenced by Esteban? Let's see. You all right? Is it this? Of course. Who was it? He was on TV, right?
I think, did he play that in his commercial?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I wrote this.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Now, if I could, you know, sell as many guitars as Esteban, yeah, all right, yeah.
Yeah, that guy made
Well, you see.
he made a killing selling crap guitars. Sorry for anybody that owns one. Why is the pinky not used in finger picking in the right hand?
Well, it could be. You know, mostly though for Rasciatos, or the Rasciato is where you would strum like this.
Did you ever learn any of that flamenco bit? Yeah.
Not so much.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
It's fairly complicated
yeah.
from
you know, like
few
you're
books.
probably familiar with Rodrigo y Gabrielo. Right?
I'm not.
You're
No.
Those
There's a
guys?
ton of guitar
Well, yeah.
players I don't know.
Well, that's like a duet. Like I think it's a sister and a brother. I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah.
They could be partners. I don't
Yeah.
know. But the female does all these incredible rhythmic stuff.
Yes.
You know, flamenco
Yeah.
style.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's pretty complex.
Yeah. I love that
But
stuff.
usually the pinky would be like your anchor finger. Some people like
Yeah.
a finger to kind of keep your hand steady when you're finger picking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of a floating hand over, you know, which is kind of a classical approach.
Yes. Yeah. Did you
But
take
there's-
classical?
No,
Any classical
I didn't,
lessons?
but this is just kind of how I ended up liking it.
Yeah.
And the little finger on here is fine too, but I have long fingers and it's kind of hard to curl, you know, with my little finger there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and so that's a great point there. That when you go to classical school, I was a classical major for 3 years, and there was a big no-no that you did not touch the face of the guitar, the top of the guitar. And I didn't understand that for the longest time. I just did what I was told because it's classical and there's real strict rules. Well, nylon string guitars aren't very loud to begin with, so if you're constricting the vibration of the top of the guitar with your pinky, it actually makes a difference. Like I've messed with the difference, and it really does make a difference, especially
Kind
on
of
the
like
top of nylon string.
whether having a pick guard or no pick guard on your guitar. If there's a pick guard, it's going to reduce the vibration.
I've never even thought of that, but yes, indeed, it should. Yeah, it's gonna restrict it some. Yeah, that's great. But and so banjo players will plant a pinky or a third finger there too. So it's just whatever you prefer. Okay.
I answered that one about the fingernails on the strumming hand. You
Yep.
can either have them or not. It doesn't matter.
Yep. And you're going to get a brighter sound from nails. It's going to be a darker sound with your fingertips. You're going to have to keep up with nail maintenance, which can be a real pain in the butt. You're going along singing a song, and then you're using your dominant hand to do something, and now you break a nail, and you're like, come on. Right? Do you have real nails?
These are real nails, but they do break if I'm playing a gig or something.
Yeah, and you have to
I just
press on nail, right? You just
suffer
play.
through it. Just
Me
suffer
too.
through it.
Me too.
Get a file and sand it down and just keep going.
Yeah, I got a lot of buddies though. They'll have the false nails.
Yeah, sure. Good exercises for Travis picking. That'd be a good one to answer.
Any good exercises or riffs to help learn Travis picking? Yeah. Do you want?
Like if you're in your G chord, for example, this is just a really basic Travis picking, doing strings 6, 3, 4, 2. And just keep that sort of thing going in around, That would be a really good way to get a good start of that. And then I guess, Merle Travis being a thumb picker, you might want to try it with a thumb pick. Yeah. But he also would plant his thumb or palm against the saddle of the guitar to get that thumpy sound.
Yeah.
Same idea, but two different techniques. You got to open bright,
and that is not easy to do because I've done that where you're trying to mute everything, right? And I don't.
Yeah,
Chet Atkins
mute
did that
the
too.
bass strings, but not the treble strings. So
yes,
it's kind of at an angle there.
Yeah. Beautiful.
That would be a good way to go with that. Travis picking.
So Travis picking, for those that don't know, is basically where your thumb is doing a dance. It's typically going back between like the 1 and the 5 or.
An octave even. Like if you're an E, it's cool just to go from E to E.
But your thumb is doing its own thing, and then the melody is coming in as well. Yeah. Love it.
That sort of thing.
Yes, yes. Do you have a piece that's Travis pick heavy?
Yeah.
Anything you'd want to do? Let's go.
Something like that.
I love it, dude. Nice.
It was a little bit of windy and warm. That's the name of that.
That's beautiful. Very, very nice. So someone was asking here, what about the action on the acoustic? Do you have any preference? That question is always a little bit weird because it's like, how do you...
It's really a personal thing, If you are a soft player, meaning you just play a soft touch, then a low action would be appropriate. Mm-hmm. If you're more aggressive, like blues or something, or if you're going to tune in alternate tunings too, it might be better to have a bigger string so they don't rattle against the frets so much.
Yes.
Because you might be hitting those. Also, there's these contemporary guitar players that do this sort of thing.
Yes.
You don't want a low setup if you're going to be doing that progressive guitar style. You want a higher string action so you don't have the buzzy stuff.
And you have something for us at the end of the program, right? That has a little...
Some of that.
Little gymnastics like that. I love that. We have folks asking about that every now and then. I typically say, check out Vance Allen, because I don't teach that stuff. I mean, I know what's going on, I know what's going on, but... the guitar on my left shoulder, this is a Les Paul. Is that what you're talking about? Otherwise, this guy is a 6120, a Gretsch 6120, but I think you're probably meaning this Les Paul. And this is not the one that I'm giving away. This is the one I'm giving away, the gold top. And be looking out for a lot of videos regarding that one because it's a killer guitar. It's amazing. Okay. All right, I'm going back up a little bit.
Oh yeah.
You know that? You know that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
Ewan Dobson. Hussein is saying, both heroes. What are your thoughts about Ewan Dobson?
He's the only guy that plays like he does.
Yeah.
He plays kind of video game music. Sort of.
I think I've seen this guy.
There's one technique that like he does this like a strong bass note where it's a thumb and a finger pulling up, and then there's like a little bitty, that sort of thing.
Sure, because it's always driving like
it's very,
that.
very video game music. And he's a cool dude. He likes to dress up like a ninja and play guitar on YouTube.
That's funny.
So
Have you met him?
I competed with Ewan in 2009, I think, at the Winfield Walnut Valley fingerstyle guitar contest.
Really? How cool is that?
And he was a third place. I was a runner-up, so I was like fourth place.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in 2015, I got third place.
Right.
Yeah, so that's nice. You get a nice guitar if you win. I got a beautiful Taylor 914 for that.
And what's this guitar that you have today?
This is a Marchione made by a guitar builder, Stephen Marchione in Houston.
Yeah.
And check this out, everybody.
Beautiful.
That's maple.
Man,
the light's catching it. There you go.
I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but when Lance brought this guitar out today, I mean, it's like
kind of got a three-dimensional
straight
look
up 3D. I mean, it looks like it's an inch deep. Yeah.
It's a nice fingerstyle guitar, but any kind of guitar really would make a nice fingerstyle guitar.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think, whatever speaks to you. Sometimes the jumbo guitars, like your big Gibson over there, is a good. Yeah. That's a good guitar for fingerstyle.
Yeah,
too,
I love it. What are your thoughts on the versatility that a semi-hollow might have? Hey, thanks, Beverly B.
All right.
Hey, and folks, so if you're wondering what that sound is, that is the Super Chat. That's folks over on YouTube who are donating money to the lunch fund. Right after the program, I'm going to be taking Lance and the boys out to lunch.
Yeah, so we appreciate that.
Yeah, so thank you so much for the donations. Really appreciate that. But that's what you're hearing every now and then.
Fun.
All right. So do you have anything to say about semi-hollow bodies or?
Well, those I feel like semi-hollow body is more geared toward your jazz and blues, which is going to be a plugged-in sound.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I mean, your Gretsch over there would be considered a semi-hollow body. But it's not generally a fingerstyle sort of guitar sound. But you can, Chet Atkins played that fingerstyle on that style of guitar. So
Indeed.
Nothing wrong with that.
So much so that they named the guitar after him.
Right, yeah. I have one too.
Do you have a 6120? Yeah, nice.
The one with his name. Does yours have a name on it? Yeah, there you go.
It does.
Chet Atkins model.
Yeah.
I have the same guitar then. Except yours looks a little older.
It's 59.
A real 59?
Real 59.
Okay, so
that was one of my.
Mine is the copy.
That was one of my. That was one of my dreams.
Gifts to yourselves.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice.
Do you use any techniques from classical guitar, or is fingerstyle, or still a different entire?
Sometimes I'll do the tremolo thing, like this guy. That tremolo technique.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't do it all the time, but sometimes it's kind of nice to add a little flick. It's a nice little technique.
I love it.
I also wrap my thumb around a lot, which is a big no-no
in
the
classical
world,
right? Yeah.
So, hey, there's another one. Maybe we'll see.
Oh, thanks so much, Crush. So appreciate it, my friend.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Oh, good. Here, what's Lance's guitar all about? Indeed, right? Yep.
That's what we just talked about.
What was the dual picking technique called? Are you talking about Travis picking? That is, essentially, I mean, you can kind of do the same
your thumb
thing.
is the bass player.
Right.
And these fingers are your singers.
Yeah.
That's
exactly. It. And you could do that with thumb first, but then it's a little bit different thinking. In any new thing that you're doing like that is absolutely going to make you feel like you can't play guitar. But just understand that that's with every new technique. It's not you, it's the guitar.
It'd probably be even easier, like if you started out with your thumb just hitting one note, just keeping this.
Yep, that's how I teach
and then
it, yeah.
Play your pentatonic scale on one string.
Yep. That's good stuff. So
And
we're
then-
breaking it down.
Those are like just pinching them together, right?
Yeah.
And then you want to syncopate them.
Yeah.
That's a good way to kind of get into it. I
Indeed.
suppose.
Yeah, 100%. Woo! Thank you, Byron. Love it. Love this stuff, Lance.
Running with the devil, man.
Yeah, that's right.
A short piece of it, so you don't get nailed for copyright infringement.
Well, that was my version
Your
of
version,
playing
yeah.
it. that was me.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, because we get it all the time. Is it essential to play guitar for 2 or 3 years before playing flamenco
no.
style?
No, you could start right off on that, I think.
Yeah. A buddy of mine that I met, not a buddy of mine, a guy that I met last year, actually went to Spain because he was just passionate about flamenco guitar. And he learned really quickly that so are they.
Yeah.
That everybody's passionate about. But these guys would walk around with this thing on their belt that was basically like the strings. And they would practice their...
wow.
Is it Raschiato?
Raschiato, yeah.
Raschiato? Yeah. They would just sit there and practice that.
Yeah. Now, I can demonstrate just a little bit of
Oh,
Raschiato,
please
but
do,
not like,
please do, because I love
it's
that.
about muting strings
Right.
with like the back side of your fingers, and then
Yeah.
your thumb comes up. And it's
Yeah.
a really loose, and then
Yeah.
they do something like that.
And they do some sort of triplets, something or other.
Yeah, I'm not the best
Yeah,
at it, but
yeah.
that's kind of the idea. So if you want to check out someone that's good at it, that would be that Rodrigo E. Gabriela. They're famous for that. So
Okay, nice.
pop culture, anyways. I'm sure there's better ones.
Yeah. How long should it take to get good at fingerpicking?
Well, depends on how much practice you're willing to put into it.
Exactly. Yeah. If you're
you put-
practicing 15 minutes a day, it's going to take you a
It's
while.
gonna take you a while, yeah. So if you practice hours at a time, you probably get it faster.
Yes. Do you play a resonator? Michael Pond is asking.
Yeah, I don't have a resonator, but I love the
don't either.
sound.
Yeah, yeah. It's a very cool sound. All right, let's pop up here a little bit. Climber7565. I want to go back to this question real quick because I actually had a lesson on this, and he said, as a guitar teacher, I suppose you're expected to have completed your music education degree, teaching degree, right? Well, I have a funny story about my ex-girlfriend who used to play, who still does, plays violin. This is violin, by the way. That's universal right there. She plays in the symphony, the Nashville Symphony. And when I started teaching, like on YouTube, so I'd been teaching for a long time, but when I started teaching on YouTube, she's like, why do you think you should be teaching? You don't have a degree. And I'm like, well, neither do you, really. But she was a classical, violinist. And so, nonetheless, she still is teaching, or she's still playing for the symphony. And, what it comes down to is you can't let people tell you that you don't have something to teach. And because there's always going to be somebody better than you. Always, always, always there's going to be somebody better than you. And always there's going to be someone who needs your help. Always. So you're just there. If you're waiting to be the best guitar player in the world, or even one of the best 10,000 in the world, you're going to really need to bust your butt, because there's so many people who are so good at guitar that it just doesn't work like that.
I kind of feel like too, like being a guitar teacher, you don't have to know everything about the guitar. You have to have a personality that just draws people to it.
Yeah.
Like with a beginning student, for example, if it's a child, you want to make it fun.
Yes.
You don't want to make it like what you experienced in college,
Yeah.
making your degree work.
Yeah.
It's still work, but you want to have fun while you're trying.
Yeah.
Right. So that's
like the old adage of what was it? Something about if a bear's chasing, you don't need to run fast. You just need to run faster than the other guy.
or just play dead.
Right. So like if you're teaching guitar, you just need to know more than the other guy, the other gal, whoever it is that you're teaching. You need to be able to show them something. That's what I did. I mean, I started teaching. I was like playing guitar for 2 years. It wasn't that I was so brilliant. It was just that I knew more than all my buddies
There
in
you go.
high school. They weren't practicing like I was, so I was able to teach them pretty easily. But I didn't know a lot. I just did what I did, you know.
No, I'm not related to Jeff Allen at Sweetwater.
No.
He's an awesome salesman, though.
You know? Do you know him? Yeah.
No, that's what he said. I've been to Sweetwater, though, a couple times. That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
There's Phil. Somebody's mentioning Phil.
Yeah, Phil Kagi. If you guys don't know Phil Kagi, amazing player. Yeah, I saw him live several times in Nashville.
I recorded with him.
Did you really? That's amazing.
Well, he recorded with me.
Okay. Nice.
I asked him if he'd be interested in doing harmonies and stuff on a song that I had created, and he joined in.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's called
Guitar or voice?
Guitar and Ebo. He did some Eboing.
Oh, I love Ebo, yeah.
And it's called Blue Ireland. And you can check that out on Spotify. You can hear Phil Kagi play on that.
Yes. So here's the deal, my friends. In fact, it'd be a great time for us to talk about it real quickly here for just a moment, and maybe you can play us another song afterwards.
Sure,
yeah.
absolutely.
So here's the deal. Check Lance out online. Guitar Lancer. GuitarLancer.com. It's guitar, Lancer. And check him out on Spotify. Lance Allen. They can't find you as Guitar Lancer on Spotify, right?
And if you go to Spotify, make sure you're following me. And if you use Spotify, there's this thing called Release Radar.
Okay.
And I am prolific at releasing new music.
Yes.
Every Friday, I have a new song that comes out just about.
Wow.
And sometimes they're songs that I wrote, or maybe they're cover songs.
Yeah.
Or I do collaborations as well. So I have some people that I sing with, or
beautiful,
and that sort of thing. So make sure you follow. That way, I pop up in your Release Radar.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. So check them out there, and also on Instagram, Guitar Lancer. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much.
Beverly B.
No, I see somebody else maybe.
Oh, no?
I don't know.
Maybe Half Cock?
Yeah, maybe Half Cocked.
Oh, no. We got some money.
Thank you, Half Cocked.
Lunchtime.
Thank you so much, my
How far?
friend. So also three other things. This Saturday, 11 a.m. this Saturday, 1 p.m. Right, Mike? 1 p.m. Thank you, buddy. This Saturday, 1 p.m. at Groon Guitar in Nashville, 8th Avenue. We're doing a guitar meetup. It's no playing. We're not getting on stage or anything like that. We're literally just looking at guitars, chit-chatting. I'm going to be there, and so maybe some other buddies will be there too. Brett Papa's going to be in town, I'm thinking, because I talked to him yesterday. So I'm going to try to get him out there as well, but I can't say for sure. But nonetheless, I'll be there. Groon Guitars, 1 p.m. this Saturday. If you guys want to join me and meet, and we'll hug each other's necks and all that good stuff. Cool? All right, so that's that. Number 2 is there's a post on Instagram right now. If you want to win a lifetime membership to the Unstoppable Guitar System /365, there it is right there. Look at that good-looking guy. No, or this way. Look this way. Right there.
This guy?
It's this thing right here.
That thing in the middle.
Yes, it's that. So what you do is you're going to do 3 things. You're going to like it, comment on it, and
Lance is the best.
And follow. Okay, if you're not doing if you're not doing all 3 of those, then you're not in the running. And then we're going to pick a winner, as we always do. We give these away all the time because we love. Okay, and thirdly is on March the 23rd, I'm going to be showing you how to break down a song and a solo. March the 23rd, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be giving away over $6,000 worth of goodies, including this Gibson Les Paul Gold Top, and there's a Robert Cray Fender Strat sitting behind Lance, right there, right? So make sure you join us on that day. Register. We have a video that's on YouTube right now, or you can go to YourGuitarSage.com/Gold Top Giveaway. I think, isn't that right, Mike? Yeah, Gold Top Giveaway. So check that out. And yeah, it's going to be amazing. We're going to have a blast. So do not forget to sign up for that. Was that everything? That is everything. Okay, Lance, would you like to, would you do another song for us? You got something there you wanted to say?
No, that's good. Who wants to hear Wonderwall?
Is that what you, yeah, dude, hey. Do you have
All right,
do you
no,
have
so
another
I have
version
an
of
arrangement of Wonderwall.
Dude, it's a great song.
It is. A lot of people are like, no Wonderwall, but like, it's a great starter. It's a great
cool
song to work
tune,
with.
Yeah,
Anyway.
and the way you're gonna play it is not the way.
Yeah,
that
not the way
people used
a beginning student would learn it. But here's
Yes.
Wonderwall. Hopefully, you can hear the melody, some chords, and all this stuff, and it'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm here. It. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, brother. I love
Fun.
it, man.
Fun.
Love it.
It's a little bit different, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that takes a little practice, right? That doesn't just, you don't just poop that out. Yeah, I said poop. You don't just do that. No, it takes a little practice. James, thank you, brother. I got another donation. Bro, I really appreciate your plan. I know from arranging some stuff myself that takes a lot of dedication because it's very intricate. It's like there's one thing when you see someone wailing away a single note type of thing, a solo or whatever. That takes a certain amount of brain power and all the rest.
And facial expression.
It's very important to have the facial expressions. But, when it comes to arranging like that, there's a lot going on that people don't understand just because you're not blazing through a Marshall stack or whatever. It's amazing. So look at all the nice comments there,
Nice.
there, right?
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Yes, beautiful. Okay. All right, let's get to some questions.
Can I dance?
Can
Oh,
you
yeah.
dance? Can Lance dance?
Yes, I can dance.
Yes. Can you? You
Well,
like dancing?
I like in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Usually when I make my coffee and the grinder goes off,
Yeah.
I'll do a little dance because I'm excited. I'm about to have a little cup of coffee.
Lance is a big coffee fan.
Oh, yeah.
What was the Spotify again? It is Lance Allen.
Lance Allen, just check me out. That song, I just did Wonderwall.
Yeah.
So that one's on there.
Yeah.
And it has like almost 1 million streams now, I think.
Nice. What is your number one song?
Number one song is an original piece called Rest Your Way Home. The only reason it's got a lot is it's on a big playlist called Peaceful Guitar.
Okay. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay. If any of these pop up, you just let me know. If any of these that you see that you want to address, you let us know. All right, here's a Beverly B is saying here. This is a theory question. I understand relative minors, but I just realized I can play, for example, a G bar chord, 3rd fret, and then shift up pentatonic noodle between the 5th and 7th fret, movable. Why does this work? Okay, I gotta think about what you're saying here. The G bar chord, 3rd fret, and then shift up a pentatonic noodle between. I would need more information to answer that. Do you know what she's saying?
Yeah, perhaps what's happening here is if you're playing a G bar chord, you can play here quite a bit. That note's in the major scale. Mm-hmm. It's not part of the pentatonic, but yeah, you can play those. Those are all acceptable notes because you got a G major pentatonic.
Yeah, I guess I'd have to know what form she's using.
Yeah. 5 different sort of modes of the pentatonic scale.
Yeah, yeah. So, Beverly, without knowing what specific form you're using, you can play all over the neck in any key. You can play just all over the neck. That's the only way to say it, really. But you can't just play anything all over the neck. There's specific forms.
Unless you're playing jazz. But
unless you're playing jazz. And
then you got to go home at some point, you know. But honestly,
but then,
like, if again with her question, you could play 5/7 all the way up the neck like this in the key of G. Mm-hmm. They're not all pentatonic notes, but they're part of the major scale.
Right. I got to think about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not playing around there. 5/7. Yeah. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? I love discovering little things like that. Yeah. Little like patterns that I did a video the other day. That talking about major and minor, relative major and minor, but that for every major chord there's a related minor chord right after that. So cool. All right, thank you so much, Horace. Nice, thank you, my friend. Super duper kind. Folks, if you're donating like that, it'd be a great time if you have a question too. But I appreciate the lunch fund too. So. My electric guitar strings are at inconsistent heights. Even if I adjust them, do I need to buy a new guitar? Probably not.
No, if you adjust them, you should be good.
Yeah,
and it depends too. Like if you have a radius on your neck, like Stratocasters and Telecasters have a little bit of a radius.
Yeah.
So you want to adjust those middle strings a little higher.
Right. And Ripper, the way you're asking that question, I would say take it to a professional.
Yeah, that's a good place to go.
No offense,
the music store.
Yeah, I've been playing for 30-something years. I don't mess with that stuff. I could, but I'm not going to do it as good as my buddy.
Floyd Rose, those things, forget that.
No.
They're cool, but they do certainly. I had a Jackson guitar. That was my first electric guitar.
Did you really have a Jackson?
With the Floyd Rose in it, and man, did it. I couldn't figure out how to set it up. I had to always take it to the local music store.
Yeah. Steve P is saying, seems like scripted questions. Kind of. If you mean scripted as in you guys are scripting them and we're reading them, then yes, Steve, you are 100% right. Yes, an Epiphone is a Les Paul made in the Orient, and yes, they are a good value. So, yeah, I talk about Epiphone Les Pauls. So there is an Epiphone Les Paul and there's a Gibson Les Paul. And depending on what you get, just like if you go to the dealership, you could get a terrible Rolls Royce or a fantastic Hyundai, right? Actually, Hyundais are pretty good cars, but nonetheless, you could get a lemon in something that's not good. I've owned many Gibson Les Pauls, and I've owned some that were terrible, and I've owned some Epiphone Les Pauls that were really, really good. So it just depends on what you're getting. Now, all things remaining equal, Gibsons should be better because they're quite a bit more expensive, and they go through, there's higher quality hardware typically, and typically there's more time being spent on them and that sort of thing, okay? Which scales would you recommend to beginner? What's that?
What's your scale? I'll tell you. I'll go first.
No, you go first.
Man, I love teaching the major scale.
Yeah.
Because if you can learn a major scale,
You got
Everything
everything.
changes from the major scale.
Yeah.
Even a pentatonic is developed out of the major scale. But,
Indeed.
pentatonics are fine.
Yeah.
They're 5 notes.
Mhm.
The major scale is 7.
Exactly. 2 more.
Put in the extra work and get
Yeah.
the 7 notes and you should be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly that's my answer too. If I would just pick
Awesome.
one, I would say the major scale and then pentatonic, just because you can almost noodle around with the
Beverly B
pentatonic
responded
more.
from earlier.
Who
She
dat?
says Lance is in terms. Yeah. So I was right about that. 5 and 7. There you go. Some of them are major scale notes and some of them are pentatonic notes. But guess what? If you learn your major scale, those pentatonic notes are in the major scale.
Nice.
All right, good. Glad we answered that question for Beverly B.
Nice.
Why shouldn't you play Stairway to Heaven in a guitar shop? I don't know. It's okay. Just keep it low.
Yeah. It's a great
Oh,
song.
come on. Everybody knows that came from Wayne's World, right?
What's that?
The Stairway to Heaven thing.
Dude, I have never seen Wayne's World.
He goes,
Never.
and the salesman comes over and he's like, "Hey, dude, observe the sign." He points up and there's a little sign up there that says "Do not" or "No stairway," right? And he goes, "Denied," right? Okay, you can play Stairway to Heaven.
I didn't
in
know
this.
where that's from.
Just
I've
don't
never
play
heard
the
of it.
whole song, okay?
Yeah.
You know, it's okay. It's just a thing. It's really a urban legend now thing, I guess.
Huh, I didn't.
You're
know
gonna have
that,
to watch
yeah.
Wayne's World now.
I really need to watch it. All right, I'm gonna bump back over. We're gonna bump back over to Facebook. Are you cool with going another half hour or so?
Yeah.
You have to pee?
Yeah. No, I'm good.
All right. 'Cause
Let me text
I got
my
a
wife.
bucket right there. What's that?
I'm gonna text the wife to pick my son up. Would that be good? That's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
We can do that.
Yeah, you can
Like
do
this.
that. You want to take a
just-
step
yeah,
out for a
I
moment?
can get that right here.
Okay, sweet.
We'll do that. and
All
you
right.
talk.
While Lance is doing that, I'm heading over to Facebook now, and
Hi, Facebook.
we're gonna get to some questions there, since we're not neglecting you guys there, but there's not a ton of questions on Facebook a lot of times, you know. Okay, again, just looking for those with a question mark. All right. I'm gonna be-
do. Or maybe somebody could give us an answer and we can ask the questions.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Just kidding. That would be weird.
That's a little Jeopardy like. Okay. Someone does not like Twitter. Okay, I don't do Instagram. Yep. That's why we make many different ways for you to win. 1971. Okay.
Hey, is that Mark?
Roddy has a 71 Martin D35, 3 closed top cracks below the bridge, 1 on the back near the strap button. Repair it, keep it, or sell it. Oh, that's not one we could answer, really.
I think there he is. There he goes.
Who
Stephen,
dat?
The builder of the guitar, Stephen
Oh,
Marchioni. What's
Stephen.
up, Stephen? If you're still there, thanks for watching.
So those, yeah.
He shared too, so thank you for that.
Nice. Yes, this beautiful, how do you pronounce it?
Marchioni.
Marchioni, of course.
It's
Okay.
Italian last name.
Yeah, nice Italian last name there. That was a terrible Italian accent. My wife's Italian, but she doesn't sound Italian at all. She's got blonde, blue eyes.
Yeah, American.
So Steven, the maker of this guitar, is actually over on our Facebook channel right now. So if you want to go over there and follow him,
Yeah,
give
his
him a
page is
like, all that good
Marchioni
stuff.
Guitars, I think. Yeah, or Marchioni Custom Guitars, I think.
Yeah. Oh, you're so welcome, Roddy. So I've got a guy over at Gruen, one of my guitar gurus there, Corey, and I set Roddy up with him. He came in through Nashville and
Nicely
bought
done.
a nice guitar from Gruen. All right. All right, still looking for some questions here. Oh, here we go. If it's not a real question, please don't put a question mark. I'm seeing a couple people doing that. Okay, I'm coming up on my 4th year playing. I'm primarily a rhythm flat picker with no speed shredder. My influences are Isbell, Adams, Mellencamp. Boy, I hate you, Facebook. Sorry. What are a 6 or less skills I absolutely have to practice and primarily focus on above all other skills? Can you name 6?
Well, not 6.
That's a
but
lot.
Definitely understanding your major scale, possibly. Learn what chords work in a certain key. Maybe even learn how to understand what a number system is. You know, your 1 chord and 4 chord and 5 chord.
Yes.
I love Darren's question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very Lance-driven. Do all guitar players need to have caffeine? Right?
Nah. but it's,
It's helpful.
They say coffee is the lifeblood that fuels the dreams of champions.
I didn't know they say that. For you, I know that is true, though. On your Instagram, you're always like doing some sort
that's
of
a question we need to answer.
dance. Oh, yeah, that's a great question. Yep, you want to hit that one?
Can you put a nylon on a normal acoustic? And also,
Can you put nylon strings on a regular acoustic?
Yeah, what's your take on piezo pickup? Okay, so you could probably put nylon strings on a normal acoustic, but not the opposite. You wouldn't never want to put steel strings on a nylon instrument. And I don't know why you would want to put nylon strings on a. Usually the strings will slip out of here because of the design of the guitar. If it's not like a slotted peg head. Did I say that right?
And the nut is usually not cut to do
and it's
so
not
either,
as wide.
so they're sitting
right.
on top of the slots.
I used to say slotted peg head. Oops, a slotted peg head. I think I said that right. Sorry, it's PG-13, right? Okay. Moving on. Yeah. So don't ever put steel strings on a nylon guitar.
No, because nylon strings typically don't have a truss rod, whereas there's a steel rod running through acoustic guitars that keep that neck stable. Because there's a lot more pull with steel strings than there are nylon strings. So if you're doing it the other way around, you're going to have issues. Don't do it.
I see a lot of beginner guitarists bring in what looks like a nylon string guitar with steel strings, and the bridge is like this.
Oh, yeah.
And then the height of the string is way up, So if you're shopping for a guitar for someone, make sure it's a nylon string if that's what you're getting.
Yes.
If you see the slots up here, then that's a good idea. It's a nylon string.
Yeah. Yeah, don't do it. And piezo pickups, do you have...
Okay, I'm more of a natural sounding guy, so I like a microphone.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a Cole Clark guitar, which has got a microphone, a piezo, and a sensor, so you can blend between the three.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's really a personal preference. If you're like playing it, if you have a piezo, though, you're going to have less feedback on an acoustic guitar, typically.
Yep.
If you have a microphone in it, feedback guarantee.
Yeah, so microphone if you want it to sound real. Piezo if you want it to not feedback. Because essentially...
And be loud, really, If you're playing in a band, a lot of times your acoustic guitar doesn't cut through. You want to make sure you have the piezo sound in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, friends. Someone else? Is that right? Nice. All right. Beautiful. Thank you for another donation. And so someone was asking an exercise for harmonics. Do you have any specific exercise?
Well, probably just knowing where they are to start is probably a good idea. Your 5th fret harmonics, 7th, and 12th, of course.
Yeah.
And then I guess if you're going to get a little more advanced, like if I was to make a chord, you can follow the chord harmonics 12 frets away with your fingertip and your thumbnail. So I touch the harmonic at the 12th fret, pluck it with my thumbnail, and then move. And I'm just basically following the shape of the chord.
Yeah.
Like Eddie Van Halen did that.
Yeah.
It's 3/16 song.
Yeah.
Over A.
Yeah.
Something like that. And he may have done it with
He would. Did you do it like
this?
He would like tap over the fret.
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
And then you're doing it with your thumb, and then I'll do it like this, like classical style. So I'll pull it with my ring finger.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay. That's another way.
Isn't it funny? It's so many different techniques to do stuff, right?
For those of you interested, here's a pretty interesting harmonic thing called cascading harmonics.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sounds like a harp.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Chet Atkins or Tommy Emmanuel. Those guys are that style.
Yes. That's one of those things that you go, okay, stop. What'd you do there?
Right.
I noticed you never stop playing on your guitar. Do you do that at home too? Do you feel like it's important to becoming better? It seems like you are not even aware of your playing on the guitar.
That's good. At home, life happens, right? I've got guitars set up at home, and my kids run around, so I don't play at home a lot. But when I'm at my office, I'm always noodling on a guitar. And I think when I first started playing guitar, it was always noodling, nonstop. And I tell my students, don't just noodle.
Yeah.
Just keep playing. Do your lesson stuff, but then always have it in your hand.
Indeed.
Put your fingers on there, because you're going to get better from noodling.
Yeah. You're going to discover what notes to play by discovering what notes not to play.
And eventually, the guitar just becomes an extension of you, and you end up like me, just keeping a conversation where you're just keep on talking and playing at the same time.
Yeah. Okay, beautiful. All right, heading back over. Brian, thank you so much for the donation, brother. Brian is my surfing buddy. We talk about surfing all the time. Surfing and guitars. Two of my favorite
Hawaiian
things.
licks. Can you show Hawaiian licks?
Hawaiian
No,
licks?
not really.
No.
But most Hawaiian music on the guitar would be in an open tuning, and they usually call that slack key.
Slack
Slack key
yeah.
tuning. So you're loosening the strings to an open chord.
Yeah.
And then, somebody's having fun.
Yeah, well, that's my little guy up there.
I know the sounds.
Hopefully that wasn't one of my more expensive guitars that went over. What's the song you're playing on the acoustic guitar? What's that song? You're talking about the last song.
That was Wonderwall on the last song.
Yep.
Which, Oasis.
Okay. What do you think of the LR Baggs lyric? Have you heard that one?
Yeah. I had it in my Takamine guitar for a while.
Is it a microphone?
It is, a microphone pickup that glues underneath the saddle here. Mm-hmm. Or on the bridge plate. And I loved it for a long time until I upgraded to the K&K Trinity.
Okay.
And the Trinity is basically the same thing, but it has 3 sensors and a microphone.
Gotcha.
So
you heard the Anthem? That's what I've got in this one.
Right.
Yeah.
The Anthem, it's kind of like the Anthem, but the Anthem has the piezo as well, so you can kind of blend the two.
Which I don't use. I'm just going microphone only.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love that thing, man.
For YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
whatever videos you're going to do.
Or recording. If I'm recording, I swear, I've got expensive mics, and I will set it up in front of that thing. And I'm always using the direct sound because it just sounds so good. Do you have a preference in strings?
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of Elixir strings because I don't like to change them often.
Yeah.
I'm fine with whatever string though.
I say that same thing, dude. It's like I don't really have a preference, but when it comes to like if you don't want to change strings, Elixirs have like a coating on it, right?
Yeah, they have a coating, and they tend to
last forever.
They last. Also, if you want strings to last, change your diet and don't drink any sodas or beers or high acid stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, that's another little tip.
Yeah, it's so funny because we almost always every single broadcast this thing ends up going into something about nutrition.
Yeah.
But I had a buddy who, if he played your guitar one time, he would kill your strings. And I'm like, dear God, man, what is wrong with you? Like,
drink Mountain Dew all day
the next day you play it and you're like, what is going on? So yeah, that's not.
I've jammed with Phil Kagi. Somebody asked if I ever played with Kagi.
Yeah.
I've recorded with them. If you didn't hear earlier, I have a song called Blue Ireland, and you can check it out. And we're actually due to do another one soon, a instrumental Beatles song. So
you guys are doing more?
Yeah.
Oh, nice, beautiful. Yeah, he's a big Beatles fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just got to get together on it.
If you guys don't know Phil Kagi, there is a rumor, and I've actually heard him address it, and he says he doesn't know whether it's true or not. But back in the 60s, Jimi Hendrix was asked what it's like to be the best guitar player in the world, and he said, I don't know, ask Phil Kagi. That's a rumor, but this just goes
That's a cool rumor to have, right?
Did you know that? Did you ever hear that one? Yeah. So just to let you know, the guy's been around for a while, and he's an amazing player. He's really humble, and so just check him out, Phil Kagi.
He sounds just like Paul McCartney when he sings.
Yeah, he does. Keaggy. Yeah, he's got a great voice. Nylon strings for classical guitar.
The Adarios or something like that, yeah. I don't play enough classical to really know, so.
All right. Who uses Facebook nowadays? I don't know. Like 5 billion people, something like that. I don't know.
Parents.
Just a small segment of the world.
Yeah.
My
like
parents. My parents. Yeah, my
Facebook.
mom does too. Yeah, I mean, I use it for, for this sort of thing, but no, I'm never on it. I can't stand it.
That guy says if you're going to hurl, spew into this. Dixie cup. What does that mean?
I don't know.
That's funny. It made me laugh.
Is that from
it's probably from
Wayne's
Playing Wall or something. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Oh, well, it's funny. It makes me laugh.
Oh, look at this. John Malone took lessons at Shuff's Music in Franklin as a kid. Nice. So thoughts on learning to play apps? My opinion is... Well, what's your opinion?
If you like video games, you know.
Yeah, it's not playing guitar.
Have you ever tried to play Guitar Hero or whatever it was?
Yeah, I mean...
I was terrible at that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you get the timing down, right? But then you're just like burning a bunch of time that you could be practicing guitar.
I do like, there are some...
Rocksmith?
Well, as far as the phone app, like I discovered, I think what is that? It's in the tuner. I don't even know what it's called, but you can like watch lessons and
Oh, yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But like something on that was really good for my students is like there's these little games where you can pick out chord shapes and or play them and then we'll discover. That was a cool thing. Those are good for like very entry level, you know.
Yeah. I think they're great if you don't have a guitar in your hand. But if you have the ability to have a guitar in your hands, get the guitar in your hands. That's like, I mean, so many different things I can
private teachers too are really, that's a good way to get better, is to have someone to, you know, kind of look after you and make sure you're playing things right.
Indeed.
I mean, YouTube's great, Skype is fine, and those games and stuff can be fine, but having a teacher I think really matters.
Yes.
Dude, you've never seen Wayne's World?
Never seen Wayne's
Swing!
World.
You're missing out.
I know, right? All right. Okay, spinning all the way down to the bottom. Yeah, Rocksmith. Rocksmith is like the best of them because you actually have a real guitar and it's actually listening to you and you're actually playing the parts, the actual guitar parts, or some version of them. So you're learning about key and all that stuff.
That's a good question. Is it better to start finger picking with 2 fingers and a thumb and work up the 3rd finger? I would say yes. Add that 3rd finger after you get used to the 1st and 2nd finger. Something I see a lot of my students do when I start teaching them the finger picking stuff.
You're using 4 fingers.
Well, I'm using thumb, 1st, middle, and 3rd. Yeah. So that, I'll see this a lot.
Yes.
If you're using just your thumb and 1st finger, you need to replace that 2nd string with the middle finger.
Yeah, you're painting yourself into a corner a little bit if you're just using the 2 fingers, because now when you have to play 3 notes at once or some other lick.
That was a song.
You know? Thank you, Gary. So kind. Do you play anything? Do you use anything to clean the fretboard and strings after you play, or no?
Just a soft call.
Yeah. You know, when you have the elixir strings, they're not really...
They don't get that way usually.
Yeah.
Fast fret. I remember my dad used to have that little can of fast fret.
What was that? I know. It's like,
man, you put it on there, you.
Yeah. Now you can play fast.
Yeah.
No lessons.
Play fast.
No lessons. You don't have to practice.
Yeah. Ingve Malmsteen right afterwards. You know. All right. Sorry, I mentioned him. Some people don't like him.
Thank you, David. Okay, how to play a walking bass line in jazz? Do you have any?
Well, understanding your scale, so, or like what I guess arpeggios for each chord.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm playing a C major 7 to A minor 7 to D minor 7 to G 13, right? If I want a bass line, what I'm doing is what I call bumping.
Yeah.
And that's what a bass player would do, is like a half step before the note.
Yes.
And into the root note of the chord. So a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3 into the you can see I'm playing C, A, D, G.
Is that what bass players are doing, or are they just...
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, dude, that sounds good. Yeah, I just always assumed that they were walking through the scale itself. But when I've done that, when I've experimented, it's like, it doesn't sound right.
Material. So like,
yeah. That's great.
Sort of
Yeah.
You need to go backwards.
Yeah, I love that. Does Phil Kagi have a missing finger?
Yeah, this one. You see that?
On his right hand?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like a backwards bird. It's like if he's...
Right.
If he's...
backwards bird.
Yeah.
That's
like if he's driving in traffic, he's like...
He just holds his hands up. Take that! All right, that's Phil.
All right. Good. Strings, strings are strings. I've literally spoken with several guitar techs who say that there's only 3 string manufacturers. Now, that's been some time since I've heard that. I know there is a new company here in Nashville who they wind the strings, they make the strings themselves. So maybe there's 4 now, but nonetheless, my understanding is there's only like 3 of them, and everybody else is buying them from the same guys. Isn't coffee acidic? They're asking. See, I tell you, it's gonna go. It's
Don't
gonna
get
go.
me started. Okay?
We're gonna go straight into nutrition land here. It happens every time.
It can be.
Or
if it's over roasted.
You know,
okay?
or something like meditation, or you know, we're always getting into some cool stuff. I need tips on playing without looking. I can play some chords without looking, but I'm talking about moving up and down the neck. Is it more about feel?
How about play in your bed at nighttime without the lights on? I think I remember doing that a lot.
Yeah, I have a video called "Hit the Lights" and something like that. Hit the lights, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's basically, you know, the only way to make yourself do something is to make yourself do something. And if you can fall back on what it is that you're used to, you're probably going to do that. When you turn the lights off, you got to figure it out yourself. Okay, so that's a great way to do it, Albert.
That's also a good way of training your ear too.
Yes.
Because I could be like, play my major scale. Uh-oh. I'm looking in a different direction, so always start over, rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat.
Yes. Okay, so this is interesting. Swagger Cat saying, my fingers don't want to work if I play with a thumb out in front. I feel more comfortable with a claw. Like, is that bad? If it seems to work for me. You know what he's saying?
If I don't want to...
I think he's talking about like basically a classical stance,
like
as
a flamenco style.
As opposed to having the thumb kind of like this. You're playing more like that. I think that's probably what he's talking about.
It works for you.
Yeah, and actually,
Keep practicing it.
Actually, some people will teach that. They'll take a racquetball and put it in your hand and say, okay, now play, because there's like this curl. Yeah. There's this curl to the fingers, you know. Any tips for learning the 9 essential chords? Vidius, if you are not in the free program that I've got, that's what you got to be in, because it's progressing up to those 9 essential chords, and then you've got to practice those 9 essential chords separately, and then you need to work on transitions, which is moving back and forth between 2 chords only. Okay, get that down in that order, because if you don't, you're going to be frustrated because you're expecting too much of yourself. A lot of people think that this is, you know, like, not doing so is making yourself, how can I say this? You'd want to expect a lot of yourself, but more than expecting a lot from yourself, get your ass practicing, because you can talk a good talk and then not step up and practice. So it's like it's good to have some lofty goals and what have you, but if you're not willing to put the practice in behind it, that's all it is, and no one's fooling anybody, right? So I'd rather have a student who has 0 goals and practices their ass off than have someone who has all sorts of goals and never does anything about it, because they'll end up not doing anything.
There's one down there. Do you play electric guitar solos on acoustic?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, you could plug in your acoustic guitar to your electric guitar amplifier if you like. That's okay.
Yep.
And if you have
Run
a cutaway
some
on your guitar, even better. Hey, can we do that? We can play something together.
Yeah, probably so. Hopefully we're both in tune and we've got a little something. Do you do any do you have any sort of rendition for all the lonely people?
No.
No. Okay. You know, here's the deal. Well, next time let's
Can you do Blackbird?
Man,
like the original one?
I mean, I remember. Yeah, kinda. I think.
I'll play like a melody version with you.
Okay. So.
All right.
Okay. Let me make sure I know this one.
There you go. That'll work. A7 there, and then A minor 7. And let's just do that. Okay.
Okay.
And I'll play the melody.
Okay.
And the chords too.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is like that.
Okay.
So 3, 2, ready, play, and. pretty cool.
Love it,
Yeah,
man.
it's kind of like makes it sound like a 12-string.
Yeah, I love that. So show me what you were doing there. Oh, so you're doing the harmony of it, and then yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. I love that, bro. That's amazing. Beautiful. Okay.
Eleanor Rigby. That was the name of that song we were trying to find.
Eleanor Rigby, thank you. Yeah, we're going to go about 9 more minutes here, friends. So we're going to get to just a few more questions, and then actually the last 3 or 4 minutes of it here, I'm going to have Lance play something on the way out. So really, we're only going to be going about another 3-4 minutes. All right. If you have a question, let us have it now. Otherwise, 4 things I want you to think about today. Number 1. Check out Lance Allen on Spotify. Just look for his name, Lance Allen. Find him online at Guitar Lancer. So Instagram, Facebook, all the usual suspects, right? He's crushing it on Spotify right now. So find out why he's crushing it, okay? Listen to his stuff. How many tunes do you have up there?
Oh, I got 100 and something now.
Whoa, that's amazing.
And then I've been doing cover songs, so you can go and hear Wonderwall.
100 tunes, jeez.
I've also I started another band called Allen and Bright.
Okay,
and
yes.
which is like a subcategory of what I've been doing, and that's with a violin player. And we're doing songs that are like John Mayer songs and just real pretty cover songs.
Yeah. And he's a fiddle player as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's like the same instrument, but there's a different vibe.
Yeah.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay. What's his name?
Avery Bright.
Okay.
Allen and Bright.
Okay, Avery Bright. Nice.
That's our band, yeah.
Okay, so that's number 1. Check out Lance online, all right?
There's a good one. In addition to the Lance, hey, go check out my playlist called Acoustic Guitar Cafe.
Yes.
That's a big playlist of all kinds of fingerstyle guitar players. That's all it is.
Beautiful.
So I'm in there. Tommy's in there. Andy McKee.
Nice.
Antoine Dufour.
Pretty
there's
good.
a whole bunch of them. Those are the big names. There's a lot of independent artists in there.
Pretty
too.
good company. Keep in there,
Yeah.
All right. Visit Lance online. 3 other things. This Saturday, 1 p.m., Grooving Guitars. We're doing a guitar meetup. I'll be there. I'm going to try to see if I can get Brett Papa to come out because I think he may be in town. We'll see. I love that guy, but I'll definitely be there. Grooving Guitar, 1 p.m. this Saturday. That was number 2. Number 3, there is a post on Instagram right now. If you would like a chance to win a lifetime membership to the Unstoppable Guitar System /365, look at this handsome fella right here. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to like the video, comment on it, and you need to be following. Doing so is going to put you in the running, and we do these giveaways all the time. Okay, we give away literally hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of courses and guitars and what have you throughout the year. So we give away lots of stuff, so there's a good chance you're going to win. So check that out, okay? And lastly is March the 23rd. Listen closely to this one. March the 23rd at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's a Saturday. I'm going to be teaching you how to break down a song and solo. This is for beginners to advanced players. So just like Lance and I were talking about how you're breaking pieces down, I'm going to be teaching you how to do that for 1 hour. We're going to give away over $6,000 worth of goodies away during that hour, including this Gibson Les Paul Gold Top Classic, made in America, yes, and that beautiful Robert Cray Fender Stratocaster that's behind Lance. And you're going to see me playing these on social media. So join us that day, and then after we do the giveaways, after I teach you the lesson, I'll be sticking around with you for 3 hours afterwards, just like this, answering your questions. So bring your questions. I'm there for you, okay? Okay, we're going to take maybe just a couple more questions, and then Lance, will you play us out after we get into a couple of questions? Do you see anything that pops up there that you're digging? No new questions,
I didn't see new questions.
All right. All right.
Just a lot of people are thanking me for being here.
Yes.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, dude, thank you so much, brother.
Yeah.
All
Hopefully
right.
you didn't mind me noodling.
Dude,
over here talking the whole time.
I love your noodling, yes. Eric, I got a book on ACV. Can you clean your strings with it? Apple cider vinegar. I don't know if you... I don't think I would do that. But... I don't know if I would do that. But because I've never
Drink
heard of
it.
that. But drink it. Yeah, it's super good stuff. I drink it. It's literally in my water right now. Where did my cup go? Did you take my cup, Lance?
Oh, no, I think
Where's
it
my
got-
cup?
Got knocked over, man.
Oh,
It's-
crap.
It's safe, though.
Okay, so nonetheless, yeah, I drink that stuff all the time. So there you go. All right, here's the deal, my friends. Lance is going to play for us going out here. Love you guys. Thank you so much for all. You guys rule. I'm going to show you this man here. Love that, bro. Love
the
that.
Viking of Rimrock. Check it out.
Love that. That's your own tune right there?
Yeah.
I love that. Some of those chords. Jeez. Beautiful.
Except I didn't headbang in the studio. That was just for fun.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Bro, thank you so much for being here. Will you come back?
Yeah.
Yeah, please
Let me
do.
know.
Please
Just let me
do.
know.
All right. We're out of here. We're going to go get lunch. Thanks so much for everybody who donated. Great questions today, y'all. You know what to do. I'll see you in the next video.
Bye-bye.